Welcome from Indianapolis. I am Derwin Smiley. On today's show, I will have three diverse conversations with three diverse students of IUPUI. First up is Miss Adrienne Cobb, who attends the Indiana University School of Medicine on the IUPUI campus. Secondly, I will have a conversation with Mr. Lonnie Randolph, who attends the IU Robert H. McKinney School of Law on the IUPUI campus. He is also the Bar Association president as elected by the student body. He is also a member of the Mute Court team. And third and finally, I will have a conversation with Miss Tiffany Morales, who attends the Indiana University School of Dentistry and has been actively engaged with the establishment of a chapter of the Hispanic Student Dental Association. I'm glad you are with me. Those three diverse conversations start right now. Ms. Adrienne Cobb is a professional medical student at IUPUI here in the wonderful Circle City of Indianapolis. Ms. Cobb, it's an honor to have you on the show.
Very nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Tell me, who is Ms. Cobb?
Well, I grew up here in Indianapolis. I went to Lawrence North High School, where I participated in everything. I played 3 sports, after which I went to DePaul, where I majored in biochemistry and Spanish. And then after that, medical school it was.
I wanted to take you back to your high school years. What type of student were you in high school?
I was a very good student. I was a very involved student. I played 3 sports, student council. I like to think I was kind of, you know, the Jacqueline of all trades. So basketball, volleyball, track, you name it, I had my hand in it. So
how did you balance that schedule? That's a crazy schedule.
I had very, very organized parents. My mom really kept me on track, and I really enjoyed everything that I was doing. So I kind of, even since I was little, I've been that kid who, you know, made piles of stuff and was really organized all on my own. So between that and my mom kind of being on me about, you know, what I had coming up and making sure that I had my priorities straight, it was pretty easy because I really loved and was passionate about everything that I did. And so it made me want to focus on those things and make sure that everything was in order.
Why not go into professional sports?
Why not go into professional sports? Well, when it came time to decide on college and whether or not I was going to play sports and whatever else, I could have probably gone D1 in track. I was a shot putter in high school, but I really wanted to go into medicine, and I knew that that was my ultimate goal. And I knew that when you went into D1 sports, a lot of times you were an athlete first and a student second. And it was really important for me to be a student first and then an athlete. So when I went to DePaul, it was like the best of both worlds. I got to play volleyball, I got to do track, I got to do 2 majors, I got to study abroad. It was really gave me the opportunity to do everything that I wanted to do. And even though I was really, really hesitant at first, I went on my college visit and I was like, I don't like this place, it's too small, there were more people than this in my high school. But in going there, I loved it. I never would have changed anything about my experience.
How did you cope with peer pressure?
I really was blessed. I surrounded myself with a group of friends that I still have to this day. We all grew up together since, you know, elementary school coming up, and we all had the same values. Our parents knew each other, and so we really couldn't get away with stuff. It was like if I wanted to go somewhere and I asked my mom, it was, well, is Misha going? Is Whitney going? Well, let me call their mom and find out. And then they would work it out, and then we'd get the trickle down like, oh, okay, well, I talked to so-and-so and so-and-so, so y'all can go. So there really wasn't a whole lot of room for negative peer pressure because the group that I surrounded myself with, we all kind of were on the same page.
Talk to me about how important your parents played in your educational career.
Oh, for sure. I mean, huge. They definitely have been my cheerleaders. I mean, I kind of have a natural affection for school. I mean, I've always loved going to school and doing homework and being involved, but they really nurtured that, and they saw that in me, and really, when I was interested in something, they helped me out with it. When I came home, it was like, oh, I learned about recycling, and I love this, and blah, 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 blah. Then we went and got recycling bins, you know, and so each year as my high school careers continued and things like that, they just continued to kind of feed the desire that I had to learn. And when it came time for college, my mom was like on it. I mean, she was like, write this essay, apply for this scholarship, sign right here, do this, do that. And so it was really very seamless for me. I mean, and I didn't realize that, how lucky I was at the time to have that, until I talked to other people and like, how do you do the FAFSA? And I'm like, oh no, my mom did it. So they definitely have been instrumental.
So how did you decide you wanted to further your education to going into a professional school?
Well, I think I had the desire to do medicine since I was fairly young. I had a pediatrician who's actually still here in the city, Dr. Corbett, who I really looked up to her. I felt like, you know, she really loved what she did. I felt like she really cared about my sister and I. Not only just like, okay, are you sick or are you well, but how's school going? Are you guys getting along? And so I saw it kind of demystified medicine for me. So I was like, oh, I could do that, definitely. And then once I got into school, I loved science, so it kind of seemed like a natural fit.
Tell me about any achievements you have gained since going into medical professional training.
I would say my greatest achievement was upon entering medical school. I was granted the George H. Ross Scholarship for medical school. It's a full tuition scholarship, and for people that know...
Let me stop you. You said full tuition?
Yeah, full tuition. Yeah,
I got to give you some on that.
Thank you. It's definitely been a blessing. I mean, anybody who knows about professional school is very expensive, so I would say that's my greatest achievement thus far.
So what year are you in?
I'm a fourth year. I'm on the home stretch.
And everything's paid for. That's the good thing. To come out of school with no debt.
Yeah.
Also, what is your GPA? Because I know you have to have a certain GPA to maintain that scholarship.
Well, we don't really do GPAs in medical school anymore, but I guess I have a high like quintile rating in my class, so that's good.
So where do you get your smarts from?
I think I get them a little bit from both of my parents. My mom is super analytical, very organized, and I think I pull that from her. And my dad is like the sponge. Like, he can read anything and remember it. Like, we go back and forth with words and Scrabble, and we meet on that level. So I think I'm a good mixture.
So give me some more success stories that has happened in your life.
I guess a lot of my success stories are in athletics. When I was a freshman at DePaul, I had the opportunity to actually go to the national track meet and compete, and actually got 4th place and was an All-American. So that was something I was really proud of, something I never dreamed I would do. I didn't even really want to do shot put in college because the girls that I saw that did shot put didn't look like women. So to be able to accomplish that was something that was huge for me.
Talk to me about the relationship you had with the staff and faculty and staff at IUPUI.
One of the main things that drew me to the Indianapolis campus, because the medical school is spread out actually across the state, was the support system that was there through SNMA, the Office of Diversity, and even just all of our professors and stuff. They have been so willing to help. As long as you reach out to them, they check on you. It's very much like a family. Like, I don't know if I could have gone somewhere else and been as supported as I have been here.
So what is your ultimate goal in life?
My ultimate goal is to be an excellent surgeon, to be an excellent wife, and an excellent mother.
So what does the future hold now? Tell me, what is an average day in your life?
An average day, well, right now it's much better because I'm a 4th year and I'm on clinical rotations. But an average day, like in my 1st and 2nd year, when those are like the book years, would be, I'm a morning person, so I would get up at like maybe 5:30 or 6 and get to school at 7 to study for a couple of hours before class started at 9. And then we usually had class 9 to 3 or 9 to 5. And then I would go to the gym, and then after that I would go and study until like maybe 10 or maybe midnight. I'm really not a night owl though, so 10 o'clock is probably a little bit more realistic. And then you wake up and do it all over again.
Tell me, I know you have thought about this in your mind numerous of times. What will it be like when you walk across that stage?
Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know. It's going to be one of those feelings where you kind of want to jump up and down, but you can't. Just a real feeling of pride and just grateful for everybody that's been along with me on my journey that has made me successful and let me get to this point. Because it hasn't just been my family, but all the teachers along the way that said, hey, you can do it, go to medical school, or all the people along the way who said, well, don't give up. If you messed up this time, it's fine. You can do something else. Or, you know, it's really about that village and them going along with me on my journey. So,
give me one word to describe you.
Tenacious.
She is Miss Adrienne Cobb. Stay with us.
At IUPUI, diversity is valued. The School of Engineering and Technology awards more engineering technology bachelor's degrees to women than any other university in the nation. IUPUI, where impact is made every day.
Mr. Lonnie Randolph is a graduate student at IUPUI here in the wonderful Circle City of Indianapolis. Mr. Randolph, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's an honor to have you on here, a young African-American male. So I am just excited to be interviewing you because to be a graduate student, that means you're aspiring to go and do above and beyond the call of duty, so to speak. But first of all, tell me about yourself.
Like I said, my name is Lonnie Randolph. I'm from East Chicago, Indiana, Northwest Indiana, the region area they call it. Like I said, I'm from East Chicago. I went to Maryville High School. There I played basketball and football. Then from there, I went to college at Drake University, which is in Des Moines, Iowa, on a basketball scholarship. I played basketball there for 4 years. After that, I played semi-pro basketball for about 3 or 4 years, and then ultimately here I am today in law school.
In law school, how did you transition from that dream of going into the NBA? Because I know I played basketball in high school, middle school, and I aspired to go to the NBA. So how hard was it to transition your mindset to say, I'm not going to make it into the NBA, I need to go and find something else?
Well, it's tough. I think growing up, you know, my family, my parents always told me that you need a backup plan. You know, everybody in all neighborhoods, in all cities, in all states have dreams of playing professional sports, but not everyone can make it. And even if you do make it, you one injury away from not playing again, so you need another backup plan. And with me, law school was always my backup plan since jump. My dad is also an attorney, so he's one reason why I wanted to get into it. And also playing sports, I was able to meet a lot of sports agents and people that worked in front offices of sport teams, and they all seem to have a law degree and were still involved in sports. So I figured if I wasn't actually playing myself, I still wanted to be involved somehow in the future, and it seemed to me the best way was to have a JD. So that's kind of the reason.
So I want to take you back to your high school years when you said you played basketball. You're probably a big man on campus.
No, not at all, not at all.
But I really want to focus on, how did you deal with peer pressure?
Oh, easily. My mother wasn't having it. And I had a lot of peer pressure. Every day, I think with her, before I ever did anything, I thought about what would she do or say if she found out. And she was real big on me, even before high school, having me be involved. So whether it be with sports at the YMCA, I went straight there after school, and she'll come pick me up. I was also in school. I was in other organizations in school. I played the cello growing up. I was in chess club. I did everything. So her big thing was important for me to be involved in other things outside of school. That way it kept me from being on the streets.
I heard you say you played the cello. You took the cello. My son, Samuel, plays the cello. My daughter, Taryn, plays the viola. How important was that? I know that's hard to do, the cello. So how was that?
Well, that was years ago. I can't begin to think of how to play that again. But when I think back, it took a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work. I remember after school, going to my lessons after school and really having to work hard as far as learning the notes, what you're reading and everything, on top of being able to play it physically. So it took a lot of hard work. And again, like I said, I really didn't have a choice. My mother told me that's what I was going to do, and that's what I did.
I know you said your father is an attorney also. How important did your parents play in your educational career?
Huge. I mean, it meant everything, because even outside of school, when the summertime came, my mom growing up, even in elementary, I still had assignments I had to do, whether it's her going outside, getting some outside materials, because she was also a teacher herself for about 30-something years. So education meant everything to her. So it was kind of a 24/7 process for me, no matter if I was in school or not. Education was huge.
Talk to me about how important was your community as a whole? I know when I was growing up, when I went to school, it was something that I wanted to do good, do great, go above and beyond to achieve some great grades, the dean's list. So it was like everybody in my community was cheering me on like that. Right. So did you have that same experience?
Absolutely. I mean, the community was important to me. I mean, even not just my family in the community, but even my church family. You know, everybody was big on me and supporting me to do things the right way and kind of set the example, even for those friends of mine who may not be doing necessarily the right things in life. they in fact encouraged me to keep going and to be a success and to show the kids in my community there's another way, another avenue to go about being successful, even if you don't play basketball or you're not a rapper or things of that nature. So the support I got from my community was tremendous.
I want to focus on now the graduate school. How was that transitioning from undergrad into graduate school? What made you decide to go further in your educational career?
It was a huge transition. Well, first I always told myself that after college, if I was going to keep playing basketball, if I wasn't in the NBA or a millionaire by the time I was 30, I need to rethink what I wanted to do. And so I knew ultimately I wanted to be in law school and I wanted to get my law degree. And even though you can go back to school at any point in your life, I didn't want to be in my 30s trying to get my degree. I wanted to have it by then and hit the ground running. So that has always been my plan even before I finished undergrad.
So now give me just an average day of your day, waking up as you deal with law school.
Average day, I wake up about 6:30 in the morning, get to school at about 7 in the morning. I'm usually there until probably about 7, 8 o'clock p.m. at night. Depending on how tired I am, I'll go to the gym, either play basketball, work out, and we'll do it all over again the next day. That's pretty much my Monday through Thursday days, and then Friday and Saturday, I still go to school at some point in the day, get my work done, but I'm able to maybe work out more, play basketball, watch TV more so on a Friday or Saturday.
Talk to me about your relationship you had with the IUPUI faculty and staff.
Oh, relationship's been great. Even from day one, when I was there, they were very warm, welcome, been very supportive. Their offices, their doors are always open. That goes from the faculty and the administrators. They really want to see us, the students, do well, and of course, us doing well looks good upon them. So, but it's been great.
Tell me now, how do you deal with your bad days?
How do I do with my bad days? Well, I vent. I vent to mentors. I vent to my mother. But more than anything, I pray on it, man. And the good days and the bad days, that's pretty much what's been getting me through my life this whole time. And even through the stressful days of law school, that's kind of my number one thing is I stay prayed up.
Tell me, what is your ultimate goal in life?
Ultimate goal, one day to be the best attorney I possibly can be, to be the best Christian I can possibly be, to be the best person I can possibly be. So I just strive to do better for myself than I did yesterday. Try to become a better all-around person than I was the previous day. I don't try to compare myself to anyone else. I just try to challenge myself to do better. And ultimately, maybe to be a great husband, a great father, and just, a great person all around.
So tell me about what will go through your mind once you walk across that stage and grab that diploma, that JD?
Sometimes I run it by my head. I keep thinking about the look my father would have, to see the struggle he had to go through when I listened to him about the struggle he went through getting into law school in the first place and finishing, and him always telling me he's proud of me, but I can only imagine his face would be once I walk across that stage and, shake the dean's hands and, I graduated. So I'm going to make sure I'll be looking for him in the audience.
Here's Mr. Lonnie Randolph. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Stay with us.
IUPUI offers nationally top-ranked programs. Our nursing, law, and public affairs programs are ranked among the best in the country. IUPUI, where impact is made every day.
Ms. Tiffany Morales attends the Indiana University School of Dentistry. Ms. Morales, welcome to the show.
Hi.
It's an honor to get you here. I know your schedule is hectic. You're in labs. You probably studying all the time, but I just want you to know to take some time out of from your studying, from group meetings and everything. I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
Tell me about
no
Miss Morales.
Well, I am originally from Puerto Rico, and I've actually been here in Indiana for the past 6 years, mostly for school-related reasons. But you know, I thought it was going to be more of just an academic thing, and I've actually felt like I have a community here now. You know, with all, I've had the support of friends and colleagues, and pretty involved with my church. So, you know,
So you could call Indianapolis or Indiana your second home.
Yeah, I feel like it's my second home now.
Okay, I'm glad that's a long way to be from Puerto Rico. Is your parents in Indiana or?
No, they're still in Puerto Rico, which was really difficult at first, just because I was pretty attached to my mom, but we've made it work, and I see them whenever I'm in between school breaks and such. Yeah, I actually don't really want to go back to Puerto Rico once I finish up. So hopefully they'll be coming here someday. They're pretty supportive parents, so I'm sure that wherever I decide to settle down, they'll join me eventually.
I want to take you back a few years to your high school years.
Okay.
What type of student were you then?
Well, I went to a private Catholic school in Puerto Rico, and it was more of a smaller school. Like our class only had 62 students, but you know, among those 62, I was the typical type A personality, gunner, trying to study all the time, trying to be involved with student council and that sort of thing, just because classically that's what gets you where you want to go. And so I was pretty involved in extracurricular activities, and I was mostly just trying to keep my grades up, because I knew from the beginning that I wanted to go to school in the States, and that considering the language difference, it would be a little difficult for me to take the SAT at the time and try to get a good enough score to get into one of the schools here in the U.S. And so I would take like English tutoring outside of just school so that I could brush up on that. And the school had a good curriculum, but I knew that it was still going to be a challenge because of the language difference.
How important were your parents in your education?
Very important. I would not be here without them. Just because, not just financially, in which, yes, they did support me all throughout college. My dad always thought that it was important that he would cover college for me. And after that, if I wanted to continue, that was on me. But even so now, you know, I just have to use my student loans for tuition, basically, and school-related costs. But as for my everyday things, he's still there for me. I still depend on him, and not just financially, but also they've never pressured me into going into more expanded academic settings, or trying to choose what would be best for me, and what major should I choose, or they were just always supportive about what I wanted to do. And as they said, as long as we can be by you in this, you know, we will. And so, just moral support as well. I call my mom every day just to vent and tell her how things are going, and try to make decisions about what I should do, just as a consultant sort of thing. Just because I know that they both want what's best for me, and that if there's someone that I can rely on and that have been there for me to get to that goal of being a dentist one day, it's been them.
Why dentistry for you?
Why dentistry? I've always said that I wanted to be a dentist. Probably since I was like 7, I had a bicycle accident, and I had fractured my 2 front teeth, my incisors. And after that, the reason why I still have my teeth is because my parents took me to the dental school in Puerto Rico, and some residents there at the time were able to treat me. And so that kind of sparked my curiosity. So later on, during middle school, all my science fairs had to do with teeth. Like, I would go to the local dentist, ask him if I could have some teeth, and put them in different mouthwash, because I wanted to find out what the best mouthwash was, or that sort of thing. So it was always kind of in my interest, and until finally, after doing some shadowing and actually learning more about the field, I decided that I fit in it, and that it was something that had to do with the health. It was a health profession, and not only that, but it also would allow me to not just be a health professional, but also have more impact on having a personal relationship with patients. And it also involved research and aesthetics, and it's a very well-rounded field. So that's why I chose dentistry.
Tell me about the support system you had at IUPUI with the faculty and staff.
I always felt like I had someone to go to as to faculty or a mentor. Just because I was very involved doing research during undergrad, and so we were assigned a research mentor. And in my case, this was Dr. Feng Yu Song from the dental school, even though I was still in undergrad. But she would help me out with my research project, and then I got to a comfort level with her that I could talk to her about just everyday things, and when I was having trouble with classes, and just about personal issues as well. So she was there for me, and she was not just a faculty member, she was my mentor. And even with other teachers, I always felt comfortable going to office hours, getting extra help. And when they see that, you get to build a deeper relationship with them, rather than just seeing them in the classroom and being one more student.
What is your ultimate goal in life?
My ultimate goal in life, well, thinking short term, it would be to graduate, to be able to tell my parents thank you for helping me get here, to help out my brother who's just now going to start college, and hopefully I can push him into getting where he wants to get as well, and setting an example for him. And just, those are more of like my career-wise. Personal-wise, my goal would be to eventually, form a family and just have more of a well-rounded life, in the sense that I've always been a student, and I finally want to just graduate and do other things. And
I know you'll do it, because I heard that the IU School of Dentistry is one of the hardest schools or programs to get into. So I think it's no doubt in my mind that you'll be very successful in whatever you do. She is Miss Tiffany Morales. That's our show for this evening. Remember, you can follow me on the World Wide Web at thederwinsmileyshow.com. And remember, my sole purpose is to inspire the greatness in you. I'll see you next time.